Hello, everybody. Today I will again play against Johannes, second part of the series. Of course, I hope that we will be as lucky as last time in the sense that we had exciting matches, crazy turnarounds, and I would say also some pretty decent level of play. So, of course, I cannot promise that that will happen again, but certainly we will both try our best. And of course, if you like the content, please press the corresponding button and subscribe to the channel. I'm nearing 2000 now. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not much, but yeah, I'm quite happy about it. But of course, it could get more. And if you are interested in private lessons or in my books, you can, of course, contact me through my website. Okay, here we are. Okay, so far everything standard. Yes, I think he should run. Sometimes you do these splitting plays with the 6-5. Yeah. This is a bit awkward. I think I got a hit here. I mean, the 4 should be here. What else, really? Not happy, of course. I mean, it could have slotted, but that's a bit too passive. So he's thinking about cubing. Probably a bit too early. I've got my 5 point. And now I'm supposed to hit again. I mean, now with my stripped 6 point, he can cover anyway. Wow, I really think I maybe should play like this, duplicating deuces. I mean, this is really awkward, but I don't think I can hit here. But now he should cube. He thought about it before. I also thought about it already. Think it's still a take. Yes, some bad numbers. He cannot do everything. Because now he is probably going to make his 4 point. I mean, that would be my first idea. Hitting 2, is blitzing really his plan? Not quite sure. 4 point looked quite strong. So we have already something for the analysis. Felt like more like a priming position, and the solid 4 prime against 3 checkers looked super strong. Yeah, no, I just need to anchor. I mean, easier said than done. But I have plenty of decent entry numbers. For 1 is one of them. So I could hit, but then I would have 3 checkers behind that priming structure. I think that's just too much. I mean, this looks pretty good. With the 3rd checker behind the priming structure, it feels wrong. Three, 2, he's probably going to hit. Oh, maybe not. The thing is, I have some chances of going forward. Could make the prime here. Looks pretty good. Another double 6s. No, now I guess I have to. What do I have to do? Do I want to blitz here? That feels wrong. So now I'm blitzing. So what's the plan? Skipping all the checkers. I mean, another nice alternative would be, I mean, making the 3 is probably clear. Play like this, going for the prime. I mean, this could be sizable mistake. I think I will go for the prime. Blitzing felt like too much work. I also can escape one checker. Some difficult decisions here. First game. So it doesn't step up. Three, two, that should be good. Question is, I mean, the 2 I like a lot because now I'm not in the line of fire, so maybe something like this. I can play really bold. That feels a bit too much. So I will settle with this. 6s run out now. I see daylight. Nice diversification, small numbers. Attack on the 4-5 is the only bad number. It feels I got a hit. If I just step out, he can either escape or attack me. So I will have to hit, I feel. So that didn't work out, obviously. Another 5. Now I will slot the 2. And hope to make the 3 anchor or play it as an ace point game. Okay, I think I should make the 3 anchor, not avoid the gammon threat, but significantly reducing it. Have some some decent shot equity as long as the 4 point stays open. Okay, there goes the timing. 5s are killing me in this. Can I do anything better than that? Maybe I should keep an outfield checker so that I'm not forced to run with 6s, maybe. Something like this. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't want to run with 6s. Want to roll the deuce. Okay, that's another kind of 6. Now I've got to go all the way. Again, I'm a bit too generous with my time here, it feels, so we'll try to speed up a bit. This game, highly unlikely that will become super complicated for me, but yeah, I have to keep an eye on that for the next game. Okay, there's the prime, even a 7 prime, not that it matters. Probably I should just open up immediately. There's a 3 here. Nothing much to say. Still haven't thought about filling these dead spots when I'm closed out. Have nothing to do. So he takes off, of course. I miss, get another shot, but now got more checkers off. Still, I would like to hit, of course, which I do. So now could get interesting, of course. Run as quickly as possible. 6-3. He dances again. He has 6 checkers off. So still, is that a cube? I mean, I've got a speed board. 4 checkers difference. I take 2 off. He enters. I take another 2 off. If he dances one more time, would be a big pass. Guess I can cube this. I will just chip it. Okay, he passes. Guess that was fine. So another turnaround. That's the way things went so far in these matches. Great shot. 1-2. Guess I also make the 4-point, the rack. He rolls a joker. Yeah, I place it the standard way. Now I have to see that I get my position together, probably stepping up, duplicating aces. That looks fine. Way too early to cube. Even at the score. Okay, there's the ace. Yeah, race is really close. Do I want the flexibility? Maybe yes. And not too many aces where he's really super excited about hitting. He will hit here. That's one of the best hitting numbers, I guess. Maybe my play was an overplay, but that just felt like it had too big of a stack. So it worked out. Easy cube, in my opinion, even leading. It's very likely that I hit the second checker, then it's just like really tough for him to get counterplay. In his shoes, I would let this one go. Yeah. Understandable. So 3-0. So some facts about the score from my point of view. Of course, I have to be more careful when he cubes me with taking, mainly because my recube vig is not great with this lead. However, for example, in a race, I can cube more aggressively even because his take point is very high. So if it isn't for gammons or all this recube power, then I can cube quite aggressively, but this is far away from becoming a race, especially now. I'll get the second checker back. Guess he should just point on me. Meaning, yeah, that's the play. Great shot. So how am I going to play this? Oftentimes against one checker, actually you want to keep. Not super excited about making the 5 point here. But still, it really looks strong. I mean, the bar point is a nice blocking point against one checker. Double fours. So first thought is probably I should hit him. I can even switch. How does that look? And then bring two checkers down. Switch to a blitz. That looks interesting. But it feels like I should keep my structure. I don't want to lose outfield controls. What about this? Maybe. I want to keep my midpoint. And this has the advantage compared to the switch that you can revert to a priming / containment game if you need to. Not committed to blitzing. Okay, that's not great, of course. Not a cube yet. 4-3 is pretty bad for him. So he can play 13-6 maybe, or 2 down. Two down it is. So I think I should hit here. There's another blot to be picked up. Now I'm down 15 pips. Think it's too early to cube. Of course, this is the super joker. And now maybe it's even too good to double. Feels like too good. So maybe something went wrong here with my cube action, but this seems so strong. I will just continue playing on now. So maybe always when that happens, you ask yourself whether you missed the cube somewhere. So here, I want to have, just don't want to exaggerate, don't want to give him anything. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe. Okay, that's great. So do I play pick and pass? I think I can just still go for the closeout. His board is weak, and this is certainly many more gammons. He could anchor. No, I didn't pay attention to double sixes. That's a minor thing. So curious about that cube action, if I missed something somewhere. But this looks like a gammon. Okay, of course, I jinxed it. That's what's happening. So still a favorite to win the gammon. However, he's one doublet away from avoiding it. Now, guess. Okay, that's bad for double fives. I think he cannot. This is double threes and higher, so that's the play. Best way of doing this. Doesn't happen. Okay, so 5-0. So you won't see me cubing here ever until it's basically non-contact. Yeah, he should slot. 1, 2. Do I really want to step out? Almost like this better. Reason being, I actually want to build something. And usually I will be on the bar, but yeah. So that's a perfect, if I step out into the bar point, he normally will hit me and then I cannot do anything constructive. On the other side of the board, not sure though, because that's the perfect start for me. His take point is not super low, so let's say I make another inside point. Then, okay, or this is, then that's the other way. Now I will go for 2 points, if I can. So I cannot hit, which means I should just try to clear the points, get this home. How do I do it best? I can also do it like this. This more numbers? No, that's a bit more flexible. But the other makes it easier to get the last checker home. Don't know. We'll choose this one. Of course, I get hit. I hit back. And now, certainly don't have a cube. With the two open inside points. 3-1. Got a hit, I suppose. And this is still too much contact. I think for me to consider cubing, easiest take in the world. Not too easy to get this home safely. Also, I win some gammons. So whenever I win a gammon, of course, then it doesn't matter which level the cube is. I feel he should step out from the 20 with the 6. He certainly should step out and not play 8-2. That would be a big mistake in my opinion. And then staying back on the 4, my 4 provides him with more contact. Yeah, that would have been my play. And here you can see the problems of my position. I don't have good 3s. So can I play anything? So if I play this 5, if I play the 3, I don't have a 5. So I guess I got a hit here. I don't see anything else. Maybe I'm overlooking something. So that was unfortunate. Really, I thought going to the 11 would have been better. Looked more flexible. So now he probably has to remake the point, yes. And another attempt getting this home. Okay, part 1 successfully. achieved. However, this looks like so many shots. Threes are my big problem. Double aces is great. Question is, how do I play it? So this gives me threes. This is technique. If I, okay, what's that? Okay, I could, okay, if I make the 5, so this clears a point. I can play threes, twos, aces. I have 1, 4 to play. So maybe that's better than this because now I don't have 4s. I don't know. This feels a bit better. Of course, I get into trouble with 5s pretty soon. So I really need 2s and 3s now. Okay, there's a 2, but it comes with a 4. I think I got to make the point. 5s are bad, but the rest is fine. Also, now I should consider cubing actually with the open 4 point. Wasn't really a consideration, so it's 5-3 is really bad. But I think that's a cube now. Anything else plays well. I mean, he should be like at 20-something%, not more. For one even play. So I will cube this. Let it be his problem. 6-5, 5-3, some bad 5s. I certainly don't win many gammons, so that's out. It's just a question whether his take point is around, in a pure race, would be around 23 something. He can win some gammons, maybe that's a problem. I think I would take here. But this is really difficult for both of us. Normally it's a pass. At least I believe it's a pass. Only the 5. But if I roll 6-5, 5-3, he can even win a gammon and win the match, which would be very unfortunate. I mean, that's a long shot. So now he's counting the numbers as he should. I mean, at least that I made him think. Okay, I won the point. I'm actually quite happy, to be honest. In the end, I felt it might have been a take, but I could be totally off. Now at least we play DMP, sort of. So I'm ahead in the race. He's got a stronger board. Do I really need to hit? I don't think so. Normally you hit on the 5, but so now I got a hit because he's got all the builders in place. So I'll do that. So now I need the tempo aspect of the hit as well. For 2, I could make the 4 or the 11. 4 point looks quite good, duplicating 3s. This is actually pretty good as a landing spot. Why give him anything? Okay, great shot. Makes it really easy. Yeah, the race is fairly closed, so he, of course, has to think about maybe abandoning the goalkeeper. I wouldn't do it just yet. I would rather clear the bar point first or step up with the 3 once I make another inside point. I like this one better. When you can see, goalkeeper is still obstructing me here. Yeah, and you should keep it now that I'm more inflexible and further ahead in the race. And here we go. Found a number to leave a shot. So I guess I gotta minimize shots here. What else? 11-8 looks bad. So I will do this. Guess I can just minimize, or maybe even this. I didn't see it. And his board is awfully strong. Probably I will leave shots later, but he can't keep his structure forever. So it's maybe just, but that looks so ugly. So I have to move something. Maybe that's a big mistake, but he's got a blot. Even if he hits me, I have decent structure. I don't lose immediately. Okay, now it looks better. Three, 1. I'm certainly not going to hit him. So this is it. Probably. Don't want to leave anything now. Yeah, and he can now play wide open, cause me some headaches. Even though the race is close, so maybe he shouldn't play too loose after all. Okay, this is great number. Hits and okay, this is even greater. So looking good, at least with regards to the win. 3-1. 1. Maybe I want to play pick and pass. Not sure, but not really sure if I want him to anchor there. 5-1. He does anchor, but it's just about not rolling an ace, but we have seen so many turnarounds, not this time, so this is a win. Interesting match. Felt we had, again, tough decisions, so let's see what's the verdict. Yeah, this time I won the PR, clearly, but yeah, we will play a rematch, of course, so we will see how that will go. Okay, here we go, second match. Yeah. Let's see if this one is less one-sided. I mean, of course, I don't mind winning. So now I'm way down in the race. I feel that's always, I call it the license to play purely. So I will just slot. Okay, 1. So I really like the 23 anchor better than the 22, but is it really necessary to anchor up? I mean, this puts pressure on his blot, makes the bar, I don't know, maybe it's too loose, especially if he rolls doublets. But even now I have some more rolls to make a good anchor, not gonna happen. I think blitzing is completely futile, so I start build a counter prime. So does he have a cube here? He thinks he has. I think the take is clear. I mean, he has got one checker behind the decent prime, and if he has to start blitzing, as he does now, my chances are good. Wasn't even sure about the cube because he doesn't have too many great numbers. Like, yeah, I think probably he should continue with the priming. And this is always difficult, priming versus blitzing. Game types so different, and it's always when you try to do pattern recognition, it's comparing apples and oranges. So I like his priming approach, and now there's so much pressure on my blocks that I just gotta hit, I think. Also, yeah, I have to buy some time, so to speak, to get some anchor. And it's just not meant to be. I just cannot get an anchor this, so I have to just continue to go crazy. I mean, I can run out with one back checker, but then he's just blitzing me. I think I got to do something like this. Now I got lucky. 1, 2, 3. Not leaving him much more. Just like this. And still fighting for an anchor. I guess he has to hit on the 3. Certainly he has to keep me. I mean, he can play 39, but feels like he has to keep me busy. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the nice thing is that there is 2s and 4s duplication. So if I want to win, I got to hit him, I suppose. And there's another block to be picked up. So can make my 5 point, but then he just jumps out. And even if he doesn't, I think I got to attack him. Okay, maybe not. Okay. Feels like normal when you have made the ace point and have a stronger board that you want to be blitzing. So now, of course, everything is falling apart here. That's the risk. But when I attacked him, he still had a 2-point board. So now he could play 5-2, 2-1. Yeah, just go full blitz. We are not priming anymore. We're just blitzing. So the only downside is it's always nice to have the prime as a backup. So now even if I hit him, nothing really bad can happen. I think I had a similar spot in the match before where I was thinking about switching with a double 4th. But yeah, I can understand this. Because now it's really, even if the blitz doesn't work out, pretty hard to get back into the game. Now I think he should hit on the deuce. This seems to be a bit too passive for my taste. So my natural inclination would have been to play 6-2 because he really doesn't want me to anchor on the deuce. So now he hits me and I keep on dancing. So we should cover and make the bar again. Yes. And I need an ace if we want to see something interesting here. Not happening. So he just hits loose on the ace now. Yep. of course, and steps up. Okay, a little bit of hope to get the anchor in the end. Hey, I got it and came in full force. But here you see what I mean by the strength of a blitz with a backup prime. So now I rolled the entry joker and I'm still probably getting gammoned because just close to impossible to win this forward. My best hope is to roll a deuce, escape one checker, and keep my board somehow, which is quite unlikely in itself and impossible now. Is there anything? So, of course, I don't want to get hit. I mean, I don't want to. So this, if I hit him, no, that can't be it. I only want to leave one blot. Okay, so it's got to be this because each checker back also increases my chances of losing a backgammon. So certainly don't want to play with two blots, I think at least. So this could be another quick match. 1, 2, 3. Four, so a 6. Yeah, there it is. So that certainly reduces the backgammon threat. Still an underdog to save the gammon, of course. And he should just take off simply because he wants to keep his prime. Okay, another 6. Double 4s. Yeah. And then that's difficult because on the one hand, he wants to minimize shots. Yeah, or he wants to minimize shots because if he doesn't get hit, he's almost assured to win a gammon. So he has still 9 checkers on the board. So now is the time to run out, hoping for aces. 5 checkers on the board. And here's the ace, and I hit. So of course I don't have any ambitions to win this, so that is why I just lift the blot. Want to avoid the gammon, that's all. What is this about? And getting more likely. Now I'm a big favorite to save the gammon, so that's a... I said it, I wanted to say that's a victory. So do I want to come out? So then I give 17 numbers for him to hit me. I think if I stay back, it's easier for me to save the gammon because if he hits me, I probably lose the gammon. So now if I just go past him, like I do, I was a big favorite to save it, but in the end I lost it. Okay, 4 points in the end, the normal result, but with a little bit of forth and back. Okay. So I have to cube aggressively. So if he dances, I cube. No dance, but I mean, at that score, how bad can it be to cube this? Probably he should split. And then I certainly have market losers. I'm a significant favorite. I would say 60-40 at least. But make another priming point. Think I can double this. Maybe not, but really don't care too much. Easy take. Not anymore. 1, 2. 3, 4. Is that it? Of course, I want to win a gammon. 1, 2. And this looks strange. On the other hand, it unstacks. I mean, now he just enters with the deuce and he sees daylight. I don't know, it feels more natural to do this. So I will do it. He dances. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I just bring another builder to the action. Fortunately, he's able to anchor, which means now my plans shift to just escaping the back checker. Probably should play 24-20. That checker on the 24 appears to be a liability for him. Okay, that is good for my gammon chances. Something like this, probably. 5, 2. How do I play this? This looks a bit strange. I could do this. In case he enters on the ace, I could clear points. I mean, this is strange roll. Could give him nothing. That seems a bit too passive. Yeah, give him a little bit of something. I really don't know. This is one extra builder. Certainly want to clear the mid now. And this maybe. Really not quite clear to me. Huh. Is that too much? Or just like this? I don't know. This. Okay, this leaves a shot. We can see that. So I guess it's like this. And I don't know, this felt all quite weird how I cleared the points with the shots. Curious. Didn't really have a plan here, it felt. Or probably you heard it. What were my main goals there? I guess does he have to make the point? Of course, some really ugly returns. You can also make the 10 and play. So this looks better, I think. He reduces the gammon threat by a lot because now I was about to say he basically saved it. Still a little bit of threat there. But not really. So that's a decent result in the end for him. If I win it single, still can win a gammon now, but I really would have to start rolling or continue rolling doublets. I already had one, not to forget. So this is basically 2 more doublets. That was 1. So will we see another unexpected gammon? 2-1, nope. So hitting is standard. Again, license to slot? I think so. Not great. I really don't want to move my checker on the 20. Maybe this is just fancy play syndrome, but aces and threes are duplicated. I just want to keep that checker there. So I will just play something fancy here. Really, when you have many back checkers down in the race, you should generally maximize your chances to get a good anchor. So got the anchor, but I will leave it immediately, of course, to hit. This reminds me of this strange double fives that I saw. So this glitch that I didn't know about, that when you roll double fives from the bar, automatically goes to the 5. I guess this is probably the play. Or maybe it wasn't. I was just distracted by this double fives. But it looks good, so never mind. So now we could even get into cubing territory here. Reason being, I have the prime, I have the anchor. Race is even, but I think I'm trailing. I have shots, so guess that should be a clear cube. And it's, I think at the score, the take is more difficult than it looks. I think for money, I would have a hard time, or an unlimited, whatever you call it. I would have a very hard time dropping hit, but so, by the way, do I want to play for the blitz here? I don't think so. I think this looks really good. So now he can anchor. Maybe you should do that. Anchor is really important here, taking out most of the gammons. If he hits me, I think hitting, and that's to lose, hitting and splitting. No, he should make the anchor, yeah. So he just played the 3 first, which was forced, which is the right way to approach this. Double deuces, so now I'm far ahead in the race, so let's go racing. Six, 5, so that's a miss. And I want to race. So I guess I just step out. Looks good. Now he's gonna hit me. And play 15, 13. Not the best, but I certainly don't want to break my 14 just yet. Maybe I have to pretty soon, but that was, of course, a great sequence. Now I'm in the driver's seat again, back into a holding game. Won't leave a shot, of course. For 1, same. Don't want to leave a shot. Just standard holding game for now. 6-3, good number actually, because that's pretty much the minimum give. So if you play something like this, you can just run out with from the anchor and maximize contact. So I have to give the 4 numbers here, sweat it out. And then I'm a huge favorite. I think that's an overplay. There are no short leaving numbers, so he should just use his combination of shot and racing equity. not try to go crazy. He didn't take a serious look at that play anyway. So 21 pips. This gives some bad threes, but it's actually the natural play now. I mean, I have plenty of threes to play inside the board. So shouldn't be a problem. And if he runs, I even would welcome the threes, double threes, I mean. Four, three, there is one. So now I can pressure him to leave, or he cannot leave. I don't mind, as long as I don't roll 6-3, just the opposite. Now it's 6-3, completely harmless, of course. Not great, the gammon chances, but I'm happy to win 2 points here and get into a 3-point match, this time without time trouble. So far. Okay. Three-point match. Both sides, of course, have to cube a bit more aggressively, take somewhat less than in normal situations. Always keep in mind, of course, Johannes knows all this. 4-3, I guess I just will point on him. 2-5, remake the 8 looks good. Okay, that's the anchor. He's gonna make the 5. Yeah. And I'm going to hit and go all the way. He has to jump out to the 16. I mean, not great, of course, because 4s, aces hit and 3s make the anchor, but sometimes there's just nothing you can do. Now he will hit on the 4 and better roll something decent. 3-5 is pretty awkward, so I gotta give up the 9, I suppose. Not giving him too much. Now he has got a nice prime. Certainly the advantage. At least I'm split. I would have probably played the 13-10, so just trying to build the prime from the back. So I think 8-5 was a mistake, but we will see, of course. So is this a cube? But that score, I don't know. He's got the better prime, but my structure is not terrible. Certainly no reason for him to leave the anchor now and giving me good 3s and 5s. And that's interesting. 3-2, great shot. Okay, he remakes the 8. And of course, this is not a cube. 4-3. It feels like I have to make my 5. That's the first instinct, just running out. Seems wrong. Hitting loose also seems wrong. I mean, this is a super strong point, so should be happy about it. Okay, easy hit. Probably just save. Yeah. And now, so he's got a priming structure, but not a good blitzing structure. I don't want to get stuck behind his prime, so I will do this split here. I think that's mandatory because I am at the timing disadvantage. Have the stronger board. If I play 6-2, could easily end up crunching, I believe, but so that felt like the natural play. Also, he's not super happy to hit with aces because that gives up the 8-point. Certainly, if he cubes, no way I'm passing here. Really. Actually, I would be happy. Yeah. I was hoping that he would cube me. Yeah, what is this? Still feels like a take. Just roll a 6, also 5s I cannot move, so I can keep my prime with most numbers. So I already made up my mind. I'm not going to pass this one either. Even though this one is trickier, I thought after his double threes, he would lose his market. I think he did well not cubing before the double threes, by the way, especially because it's such an easy take that the opponent really cannot make a mistake. So he cubes. I think I got to take this. I just cannot see this is a pass ever. I know I have to be careful at the score, but if he can get stuck as well, I'll take it. So now I need the 6. There's the 6. Okay, can I duplicate anything? Aces, kind of. 6-5 is a great shot for him. Remakes the mid. 4-3. So what am I supposed to do here? That's interesting. I can keep on priming. Okay. Now it's really difficult. So if I blitz here, I mean, I actually like the checker on the ace better than on the deuce, for instance. So basically, if he enters with the ace, that's really bad for me. Third checker back. If he enters on the deuce, I have upgraded the back checker. So the plan would be he dances forever and I close him out. Or, I mean, it looks really wrong to hit here. Instead, I'll just play this. Also like that, it makes more sense to attack him later in case he exposes a blot. Okay, now there's just no other way, I suppose, and I cannot leave a shot anywhere. So that's the play, right? I mean, not too many 5s left, so that was pretty bad. So now, does he play 2-1? Not giving me anything? Maybe. Because if he plays with blots, yeah, I would play 2-1. I like it. Downside is, of course, now he cannot really attack me, or not as good as before. Interesting. So what he can do is shift. Yeah, that's one option. Can also just hit on the 9 and keep the prime, even rhymes. I mean, 2 checkers behind a 5 prime, that's strong. Of course, my 6s could be a problem, so I'm really glad I'm not in that spot. Not have a great idea. That feels like the safest, but yeah, and then maybe 7-6. If I dance, it's great. Problem with this play is also I enter and hit lose on my 2. So this is certainly the insurance. I need lots more 6s. So you can see keeping the 5 prime is really strong. And now it's falling apart. And he really doesn't care about his blots deep in his home board. So I think he found correct play. And the only thing that's left for me is finding double sixes. Which is a lot to ask. And then he would have, I think he should play, and yeah, he wants to give me the fives. So maybe opening now is already good. That makes lots of sense. Yeah, this is also nice, but of course he's fully prepared to open his board. For example, he could open the 7, so then I have to run with 4s. Maybe he should do that. Opening the 7. Okay, now he should open something for sure with the 2-point board. But yeah, he will close the board. Or just open. I don't know. Would have opened before. This has the downside now. I can even roll 6-5. One is not great, of course. And that could end up in total disaster here. Okay. Can I bring that one checker around? Now he can do the banana to pick up the second checker. 2-1. In the last match of the first session, I did the banana with this similar board, but it was just a 1.5 board. It feels like the correct play, wins tons more gammons and hardly ever loses. So I like it. I mean, you have seen me. I'm also the banana guy. So this is almost hopeless for me. Yeah. What am I supposed to do? I think stepping up is pointless because it's 3s, 5s, 4s, and 6s that hit me. I don't know. It's really kind of whatever. Yeah, again, don't have any notes prepared for these moments. Yeah. We'll be going to Dublin for the Irish Open this tournament and also make a mini vacation. Next weekend or this weekend. Okay. 40% to save the gammon, probably 60% now, more or less. Maybe I'm a favorite to save the gammon if I roll a 6, especially like I do. Now another entry number, and now I feel pretty good about my chances, but in the first game I also felt quite good, and you saw how that went. Okay, this is harmless. I mean, that doublet was harmless, and now it's official. I have a checker off, and we can continue. That's our session. Okay, another game that plays like DMP. Time, 2 minutes should be perfectly fine. I'm gonna hit here. And now, do I need an anchor? Maybe for now. How bad can it be? It feels wrong, but the other hand, yeah, as I said, how bad can it be for now? I'm fully prepared to leave it with the next 6, but keep him from developing his position a bit. Even though 6, yeah, we are playing DMP. 6 to 5 now looks better to me. Okay, 5-4. Not great. Cannot run. Guess I gotta hit something. Okay. Now I will break this anchor to get to the edge of the prime. So it's almost identical, our positions, after all this forth and back. Okay, jumping out. And he gets the better anchor, so be it, but I can roll a 6 and jump his prime. I guess 6 to 3, what else? 6 to 3, yeah, to the 16. And now we are in a sort of mutual holding game because I have the clear racing advantage, so he's trying to hold me in the end. Okay. I don't think it makes sense to point on him, so just prepare maybe to clear the mid. Simply prepare to clear something. See, now that he's probably going to slot, yes, so I'm more incentivized now to do something. So it's going to be the mid that's going to be cleared. Okay. Guess he will break the 11. Max contact for 3. So now it looks natural to point on him and get closer to home. Five one is not great. Found a number that leaves a shot. Unfortunately, still not the end of the world if he hits me. Yeah. Probably I would have kept the goalkeeper, not sure now that he's got the blood. I really want to get rid of my midpoint, because otherwise he makes the point, the strong inner board point, and hops out at the same time, putting pressure on me. That was, of course, not what I wanted. So it's 4 numbers either way. So I guess that's it. Yeah, 4 numbers. So that's gin almost. So again, a bit too often in my taste, for my taste in these spots. I try to find some talking points. But okay, I won the first match, got really lucky there. And I still haven't lost the second, so little double aces from the roof. And so that, should he keep the 6 prime? Probably that's more flexible. I have any ace. Ace 5 is not great, but any ace actually gives me some hope. I mean, the idea, yeah, he's got really unlucky. He rolls a low number, so he cannot escape, but he cannot make the point either. So the next ace could still turn the game around. No, And there's the 6. So that's the yesterday's ace. And should he switch? Maybe not. I mean, he's so likely to make the closed board. Not anymore. So, okay, here we go. Last chance, maybe. Yeah, last chance, probably. Okay, another one, maybe. No. Okay. 6 checkers. So let me. How does it? I never resigned. Let's resign. Yeah. Good game. Did he get to that? I don't know. Okay, who played better? Okay, this time he outplayed me. So pretty much like last time, one outplay each. And yeah, let's get to the analysis. Okay, let's have a look at the first match. Let's see where the mistakes were. Cube was clear, standard double take, I would say. And here, a play that I criticized by him, where I felt, and I was correct this time, that the 4-point is just much stronger, go for the priming game than the blitzing approach. So that was a bigger mistake. There's another 4-2. Yeah, now that he made the 2 points, so now that's interesting. So now that he made the 2-point, now it's basically mandatory. I didn't pay attention to that one. I didn't even see it, to really stick with the blitz, because in a priming game, I'm actually doing really well. So this is the final position after his play. And you see, and I mentioned it, I think in the live commentary, all my numbers work. Combinations of aces, deuces, and 4s make the 6 prime, 6s run out. So I'm really in good shape here. And this is the plan. Keep me busy, try the close out, and eventually roll a 2 and escape. So this is a much more promising plan. Also wins, of course, more gammons. There, one move. Okay, it was just, I was completely unsure whether I should go for the blitzing plan here or choose the priming approach. In the end, it looked more natural to the priming play. And as you can see, in the end, it didn't matter. Okay, I won. So this was a clear pass, and I had to wait one roll. Just you can see before it was nothing, but 6 checkers off, of course. I mean, that's references you have. Can't be a cube. Then next game, I made a mistake. I played too aggressively. Yeah, I thought the checker on the 8, the blood on the 8 is in no danger, or in not much danger. But on the other hand, if I play completely safe, what that does, I have control over the whole board. So maybe even I get a shot. It's just with my strong board, I welcome an exchange of hits. So I reduced contact a bit by stepping up. Wasn't necessary, not a super big mistake. And that was a super clear pass, almost too good. And next game, some missed cubes. Okay, I should have cubed already. I was afraid, I thought with his high winning percentage, I thought it was not good enough, because 5s are duplicated, still lots of work to do. Was afraid of facing lots of 4 cubes, so that was a cube already. And then I made the mistake of playing on for the gammon. So I don't hold myself too much for that, because in the past I often missed these. So I try to be a bit more aggressive now. Not always works out. Here, what did I do wrong? Here I played some. So I was supposed to, okay, play with max flexibility. And leave some shots. And I think the reason is obvious now that I see it. He cannot even hit, so he wouldn't even hit with the 3-4 or 3-5. So that was bad. I should have thought about it. So why not play with more builders if these builders cannot even be hit or shouldn't be hit? So that was faulty logic, or, I mean, I understand it now, but I just didn't think about it, which is equally bad. Here I made a really stupid play, and this is standard. I know it that you should step out. Here's my problem. I recently had a position where you shouldn't step out because you wanted to build points, which is an argument. You don't want to be on the bar, but then if you have references, I checked it out. The position was completely different. That I was referring to. So I blindly used the concept in a different position, and that's probably something that you shouldn't do, because the default is when you have one checker back and are far ahead in the race, just step out. Interestingly enough, he made a follow-up mistake. Now, yeah, that's the funny thing. So now I argued I need the builders to make the points. And that should incentivize him to actually tempo hit me, so that I won't be able to make any points. If he just plays like this, problem is I have some big numbers, most of the sixes that work really well because they escape, and the smaller numbers make an inner board point. So because of the way I misplayed my double sixes, he should have made this tempo play, which he failed to do. And he also shouldn't have split. I didn't comment on that, but usually against this stacked formation, you don't want to do it. I mean, especially the small split is really not getting you too much. Just you expose yourself to getting blitzed. Yeah, so that was a bigger mistake. And then the most interesting one, where I gave a bad double that he passed, fortunately for me. However, we both ignored one fact, and it dawned upon me later when he was thinking about the take, that, okay, if I get hit, I can lose gammons. And mainly these gammons that he wins, very few, but they will be on the 4 cube. They win him the match. Gammon value is 1.5 or something. So these are the decisive, this is the decisive point why he has such an easy take and why I shouldn't cube. So his take point is actually quite high. So it's like 23. So in that sense, he has to be more conservative in a pure race. So you can try it out for yourself. Just set up a pure race where I win like 24% he wins like 24% of games. That would be the easiest cube in the world for me in a pure race where there's no gammons. So you can check that out. But here, two things: I lose gammons, so that makes his take so super easy. And this is far less volatile than a race. By the way, double sixes also leaves a shot, but probably I won't lose a gammon after getting hit, but maybe. So that makes this position is not very volatile. So what can happen is now I roll a decent number like a 6-4, and I probably still don't lose my market by a lot after his roll. So it's fairly static. So it's more static than a raise, so that makes it a non-cube, and it has some gammon wins for him that makes it a super easy take. So this winning percentage in the race would be maybe, in a pure race without gammons, would be maybe a 40 take, a very close take actually. But his gammon wins makes it such a big take. So very interesting. So I bluffed him out. And he told me on the phone, by the way, we talked about that position on the phone, that he was just mentally coin flipping. So if I go back here just to show you, she says, if he is more likely than 26.5% to drop this, then it's a profitable cube. And since it was a mental coin flip for him, actually it was a profitable cube, just as a side note. What else? Crawford game, there's one bigger thing. So what should he have played? So he's... Okay, he correctly stepped out. So he had the right idea to really create more contact, but he should have done so in this way. So all his back checkers stay connected. That usually gives him more shots when they are connected. Also, it's the 6 prime is also a bit stronger, but it's mainly keeping your back checkers connected. So this would have been the play. Okay, the rest, yeah. So interesting match for sure. In this one, super interesting cube decision. Okay, so let's talk about the other one now. So in the second match, Johannes clearly outplayed me. Congratulations. Very well done. First mistake. Yeah, I was too ambitious. That was my first instinct. Just make the anchor, the better anchor, and not play that loose. But I settled for this. Thought, put a little bit more pressure. Bar point is valuable. You can see both plays win the same number of games, but mine, of course, without the anchor. My choice loses more gammons. Okay, the double, I was surprised. I wouldn't have cubed that, actually. So let's plus it. Good find. I mean, it doesn't matter, borderline, but yeah, I was surprised. My position looks pretty strong, but yeah, of course he has some market losers, some big market losers, big doublets, for example. Okay, here I panicked a bit. So I was in this mode, get the anchor, get the anchor. I commentated on this. I thought it's too passive, too open. So I felt compelled to be active and protect my back checkers. Was a blunder. Yeah, difficult to assess. This is again one of these apples and oranges positions, because both things are very important. Jumping the prime is very important, but also protecting the back checkers from getting blitzed. But this is just too many blots, and as you can see, we can easily... Oh no, he rolled. No, he danced, but this can easily backfire. 6 blots, loses even some backgammons, of course. So in the end, I lost the gammon the strange way, because I almost saved it, and then I didn't. So here, at 7 away, 3 away, that cube, I didn't know. I follow this in doubt, when in doubt, double rule. It wasn't a big mistake. My gammon wins are not high enough, I suppose, and because of his anchor, the position is also not volatile enough, but it's borderline. In my assessment, I thought it's like 60-40. It's a little less. Certainly this position has a 60-40, win percentage would have been enough to take to double. Here, okay, this one I didn't even see. What did I was in this win a gammon mode. Of course, this wins. This doesn't even win more gammons. Interesting. So because it just loses more games. So this, okay, so this is pretty much, even if he enters now, I still win tons of gammons. And one way of losing or of not winning a gammon is if you get hit and then don't win at all. So I was so focused on the gammon. Yeah, I didn't even consider it. So it looked so natural to make the 4. And then I got lost. I didn't know what to do. And I should have played the safest of all options. No, this was safer, but it fails to clear the mid, which is my problem point. So again, about the same number of gammon wins, but fewer wins. So that was difficult for me. But the big mistake was just not considering everything. And I at least should have considered clearing all the points. I was just so focused on gammon. And yeah, that made me overlook this play. Too bad. Then another misplayed double sixes. Yeah, this double sixes there. I mean, you can go back in the video. I think this was the double sixes where I was rambling about this double fives glitch. And then I got distracted, I think. I wasn't really thinking about this. And then I kind of felt this looks good. So I just played. Of course, that's not the way you should approach things. I mean, why give him 2 blots and a double shot? I'm ahead in the race. I have the 5 point, everything under control. No need to give him that many good numbers so he can hit 2 checkers and point on me. So this was just completely unnecessary. And I simply got distracted by this talk about this glitch. I think it was that, I mean, I cannot promise, but I think there was something with this double sixes where I just got a bit distracted. So this one was interesting because I think I would have made the same play and look so natural. However, in his game plan now after hitting on the 12 is clearly racing and getting to the edge of the prime is really helpful. He's not really blitzing. Okay, at other scores, it might have been correct. Certainly at Gammon Go, you would blitz. My cube from the bar was good. So was his take. Nothing special there. So we get to 3 away, 3 away. Okay, this play I actually kind of liked by him. The stepping out. Yeah, it felt bad because it gave me too many options, but this also gives me many options, but it duplicates the 3. So it's probably a numbers thing. 3s for anchoring, 3s for hitting one checker, 3s for hitting the other checker. So yeah, interesting. Then, yeah, this one I mentioned, XG usually likes when you have a priming game just to stay backloaded and not front-loaded. Maximize your chances of building, making the bar point, which is the key point in this. So that was a bigger mistake, not as big as the one that I will have later. So this one again, he made the normal play, I would say, not give anything against my strong board. But, I mean, this is the normal play. I mean, I agreed with him, actually, on this one. That's why I call it the normal, the human play. Humans don't want to give extra shots for flexibility, I guess. And also, 9 point would be really valuable if you can make it. We are in a priming game. So it's a relatively, I mean, it's not very costly, not many hits from me. It would be a big gain to get the 9. And then the biggest mistake, that I made, and still kind of hard not to make that play for me, because this looks like if he rolls an ace, I get a fourth checker behind structure, and felt I needed to get a better anchor, and he has only 9 checkers in the zone, so that felt sort of natural, stronger board, go for exchange of hits. And I think I explained my rationale in detail. However, yeah, it's wrong by a lot. And probably it's because he is or one reason is that he's quite inflexible. So if he has really bad numbers, so let's let him roll like a whatever 4-2 or something. So then he has to offer something. So he has, or even his sixes are not great. So yeah, he can run out with the 6, but that leaves that checker vulnerable to being blitzed. So I really didn't think that part through. I was still surprised about the size of the blunder. My play felt pretty good at the time, so I'm really surprised about this one. Certainly something to learn from it. Okay, so the cube was a bit too early. For me, it was just like, okay, this is a super easy take. So then, but I cannot fault him. Probably it's just not enough volatility, especially at the score. You want to cube aggressively. So I think the cube was okay. I mean, if I give that cube and it's wrong by 50, I don't mind that much. Really difficult to assess. So here, yeah, bar 15 is better. Actually, especially good on double sixes because you want to get hit when I roll double sixes. And it's just better coverage. So if I roll a 6 after run out, then you can cover everything. And if I roll double sixes, you actually want the blood there. So that was that reasoning, and the rest. Okay, we got to Crawford in the end. And anything from the Crawford? What was that? Yeah, keeping the goalkeeper. I think I mentioned it. That the best chance to win this when you are that many pips down is just keeping max contact, and maybe the goalkeeper doesn't do much, but every once in a while you can hit something. So it was the last big mistake here. All in all, maybe not as exciting as the first part, but still interesting decisions, especially this cube decision in the first match, but also lots of priming and other stuff. So, of course, we will continue this series. And at some point, I can also come up with some overall PRs and all that stuff when it makes sense. I think after 4 matches, it doesn't make much sense. Yeah, okay, we'll be in Ireland now. I don't know when I will be able to do the next one of the series. But then, until then, take care, good luck, and bye-bye.